April 9th, 1953. If only something would happen? Something being the revelation that transfigures existence, works a miraculous presto changeo upon the mundane mortal world, turning the toads and the cockroaches back into handsome fairy princes, the Clark Kents into Superman, that calls unexpectedly upon the phone and says, "Your name has just been picked from a hat, like a rabbit, and we are going to give you $1 million. Or that announcement in a sudden telegram, "Congratulations! Lady Rockefeller has just died and left you several estates and an enchanted source of continual private income." But instead, day after day, there are hard-boiled eggs instead of frog legs for breakfast. And the doubts and worries buzz and sting like the evils in Pandora's box. May 5th, 1953. And what the hell do you think you can decide upon, act upon, or base your personal philosophy upon if at the sight of a tall, reticent, poetic genius named Gordon made you feel sick, tense, excited, overthrown, eager, and wanting to redeem horrible infirmary impression, hot and cold and desperately near tears? First, you were almost going to condescend to marry M, even if he had bad skin, barbarian parents, cold calculating drives, male vanity, and a rather unimaginative and rather Prozac way of making love while writing out chemistry formulas. Then you hear about him making out with that empty-headed, intense, superficial, childish, and sexy bitch who cried and fought all one weekend with his roommate, whom she yelled at you and she desperately loved. Okay, so she asked you first and you refused, so she is aggressive and flatters his male vanity. So you are most interested in his carrying on as soon as you demur. Maybe retaliation was his motive, maybe just plain hedonism. So you are disillusioned. Why? Because, you hypocrite, he is just as bad as you are, unscrupulous, vain, fickle, and hedonistic. So this weekend, coming, you are going to see him half a day later than you planned. And how are you going to act? Depends on what you want. But you aren't sure. And you aren't sure what he wants or needs either. So get down off your high horse and be fair. You know damn well that as soon as he confined himself to you, you'd be off with other dates, playing your damn innocent sweet song. Oh, but I don't want to confine myself to one person either. How well we'll get along. So he makes out with her in the presence of your best friend. He'd be a dunce to think she wouldn't tell you. And he is no dunce. You do care. Your vanity is hurt. That's superficial and negligible. What hurts most is your naive faith in his pureness, which paradoxically you forgot in the surprising and passionate proficiency of the thin, much weaker Ray just 3 nights ago. Oh God, is there no faith or permanence or solace in love unless the mind adores, the body adores, and yet the fear is always there in my mind. Tomorrow it will be all different. Tomorrow I will hate all the way he chuckles at a joke, or combs his hair with a dirty pocket comb. Tomorrow he will see that my nose is fat and my skin is swallow, and we will both be two ugly, vain, selfish, hedonistic, dissatisfied people, and the wine, and colored lights, and heated, intelligent conversations will all be at a fairy tale-inspired pipe dream, and the bitter apple of love will translate itself to discarded feces. Tomorrow we'll start running again after the leering clockwork chameleon that looks like a prince or princess in the fairy tales, but turns to a warted toad or pinctured cockroach when touched by mortal hands. Where to find that quality I long for that will grow goodly and green for 50 years? Is it mind? Then Ray has mind, with a weaker body, thin, with no height, and you think of flat shoes all your life long, feeling big and swollen, lying like a Mother Earth on your back, being raped by humming, entranced insect and besotted thousands of little white eggs in a gravel pit. And you think of Florida, and sun, constraints of his society, loud clothes, all shrinking, paling before the mind, and he perhaps fickly loved delicate butterfly-like women of the insect kind. But there was an expert moving of his hands and head and tongue, and the surprised knowledge that honest love could ignore defects and discrepancies of matter in the presence of lightning cackling mind. Once I thought I could live with him too.